All right, hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because today we're going to be talking about a stock in a portfolio that I just created. As you can see by the title of this portfolio here, it says the Canadian stocks for TFSA. Basically, I opened up a TFSA and I'm going to be investing in some long-term Canadian stocks. And currently I have 28 long-term Canadian stocks listed within this portfolio. Very recent, only did it a few days ago on April 2nd. And what we're going to do today is we're going to review one of them, which is going to be Suncor, which is the ticker symbol SU.TO. Now, for those of you that obviously live in the United States, I do live in Canada, you can buy Suncor under the ticker symbol SU for the American side. So it's just SU minus this TO. But if you're a Canadian and you're looking to invest in some Canadian stocks, you have a TFSA or something tax-free and you're looking to collect some dividends tax-free, I'm going to show you guys Suncor today. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the price history of Suncor, and we're also going to talk about what they do, kind of their history a little bit. I think it's a pretty interesting story. And for those of you who live in Canada, you are definitely going to recognize their business once I tell you exactly who and what they are. And then as well, we are going to go into the financials of their business just to make sure they are sound and fine. And yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. I have a lot more stocks to show you on this channel and on this page. And you can see here, I only bought this stock a few days ago, already up about 2%. And they currently pay about a 4% dividend. So it's nothing too crazy, but a 4% dividend that tends to grow year over year, which I will show you all that now. So I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you do, we're up to 4,267 subscribers. Please do subscribe if you haven't yet done so. All right, let's get into this. So Suncor, a $53 Canadian stock under the ticker symbol SU.TO. Let's get into it here. They are roughly about a $70 billion company or so. They're $68 billion market cap right now. We could see here that by their earnings per share, they're earning about $6.33 per share, and their forward dividend is coming out at about $2.18 per share. As you can see, the dividend has a lot of room to grow into that earnings per share. So that is exactly what we want to see. We want to see growing dividends over the future. You can see here, they're a 4.17% yielding stock, a 4% yielding stock. And over the max history, their stock tends to trend upwards. You can see here going back all the way to 1995, and even certain parts here, they got down to about $16 in 2020 in that kind of flash crash there, which we can go here as low as $15. As you could see, and then trended all the way up to $53. And over the long term, Suncor does have really good price appreciation, which we absolutely love to see, and hopefully a great dividend history. Let's check over this dividend history right now to see exactly what we're working with. So Suncor over the past, let's see here. It looks like 2020. Yeah, in 2020, they reduced their dividend from about 67 cents all the way down to 21 cents. But you could see here, they have swiftly brought it back up so that all those investors who really bought the stock as a long-term dividend hold could continue to increase their dividends, which I love to see for their company. They definitely went through some turmoil and some uncertainty back in 2020, but they're able to bounce back that dividend. And of course, now looking at the earnings per share, they have more than enough to cover that current dividend. So they are going to be just fine. Now going into what Suncor is. Suncor, headquartered in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Our operations include oil sands development, production, and upgrading. They are an offshore oil production company. They do petroleum refining in Canada and the US. And the funny thing is, their name is under Petro Canada, which is a Canadian retail and wholesale distribution network for really gasoline and diesel. Now I want to click back here, and this is the part that I'm telling you, if you guys live in Canada, you know what Petro Canada is. So Suncor is proudly owned by Suncor. Petro Canada has a network of more than 1,800 retail and wholesale locations across Canada. These are gas stations, 1,800 retail and wholesale locations. That is a fantastic market that is bringing Suncor monthly income every single month. All those 1,800 little gas stations and shops that they have inside, they all produce obviously towards the earnings per share. This is what Suncor does. They also have refining as well, as we mentioned before. So not only are they selling the gas, but they're getting the gas themselves and digging it out of the ground. Now going to their history here, this is really like the history as well of Petro Canada too. So it says they were opened in 1917, supplying lubricating oils, kerosene and spirits to war plants in the Montreal area. We can skip ahead here. There's something about this big gamble in history. This is basically where Suncor invested almost $250 million in a great Canadian oil sands project, which they weren't sure was going to turn out. And eventually that paid off with a merger that formed Suncor, the official company, in 1979. So that's a little history about them. Today, they are a world energy leader, and they do produce predominantly natural gas, but with the present day, they look to be net zero, just to kind of combat climate objectives and climate effects from burning fossil fuels. Now, going into a little bit about their financials. So we kind of looked at the stock price history. We looked at the historical data for the dividends. We got to know Suncor a little bit. They're Petro Canada. They're a huge chain across Canada for gas and petrol, basically any kind of gas needs. And so this is a fantastic business model. Now let's go into their financials. So when we're looking at their financials, looking at the revenue in 2020 definitely slowed substantially, but then quickly picked back up into 2021 and then falling to 2023 and hopefully into 2024. We could see their net income. That is where they kind of had that scare back in 2020, but it is back up and roaring up to $8 billion of net income for this company. This, keep in mind, is a $70 billion company, so that's a really good marker for Suncor. We can see here their total assets juggling about 88 billion or so, up from 84 billion in 2020. But the one main key thing to look at is their total liabilities here. And as their assets are growing about 4 to 5 billion, you can see here that their total liabilities actually dropped about 4 billion or so, which is great. You want to see assets increasing and liabilities decreasing, which is exactly what we see. Looking to the right here, we can see that they're beating all of their markers. Just another kind of sign of a great company and a great financially sound company at that. You can see here that their cash provided by operations continues to grow. They had a great year in 2022, kind of a little bit less in 2023, but nonetheless a great year. Net cash used for active investing, you'd see they're actively reinvesting probably in new gas station locations, new oil mines, and their free cash flow is more than enough to cover that dividend. As you can see right here, the dividend payment is only about $2.8 billion, and the free cash flow is over $6 billion. So this company definitely has a lot of room to grow their dividend and potentially be even more profitable in the future. This was just a short video on Suncor, a stock that I wanted to show you, one of the 28 stocks in this kind of more lower yielding portfolio, but more sustainable Canadian stock portfolio. So I'm definitely going to be reviewing more Canadian stocks on this channel. And let me know if you guys are Canadian investors, by the way, like myself. So we also do US dividends as well. We have a US long-term portfolio, but we're going to do a little bit of both here just to kind of have some options, but more so have some options. Okay, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you a little bit of a perspective on Suncor Energy, what they do, who they are, and how they are performing financially. I do feel that they're a pretty good company and they're financially sound, and I think it could be a good investment, and this will definitely be one that I'll be looking towards adding into my real TFSA portfolio. But I'll let you guys know if I do any updates with that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys do take care. Please remember to subscribe. Up to 4,267 subscribers. Have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video.